All right, know what else is interesting? LOL TNA. What? TNA's been on fire. How could they possibly LOL TNA? It's impossible. It can't be done. They got this guy. He's got the heart and soul of Impact Wrestling. Scott D'Amore. All right, TNA. He brought TNA Wrestling back. He puts it on the map. He gets all the Impact TNA heads happy. He gets other people checking it out. He's working out relationships. He turned a dead brand.
All the talent love him.
All the talent love him. The fans love him. He turned around a dead brand, which, by the way, as someone that's on KocoSports, it's hard to turn around a dead brand. He turned around a dead brand. And what he's rewarded handsomely, right? Let me see. Update on Anthem's firing of Scott D'Amore from TNA. What the hell? LOL TNA. What the hell? And then also on top of him being fired, they lied to the talent. They're like, he wasn't fired. He stepped down. And then people are like, no, he was fired. You know, nothing like taking over, having no idea what you're doing, and lying about the last guy. Way to go, Anthem. Way to go.
Yeah, talent seemed to be upset.
Moose said he stayed for him. Other wrestlers have been stepping up for him. There's been a lot of rumors why. It might be a money issue. It might be a power struggle. I don't know. It might. There's been a lot of dumb decisions in pro wrestling. And I think TNA
This might
was
be
left
one
out.
of the quickest ways to undo all the good fucking graces you've regained.
Yeah,
You just took the TNA name back.
And he was the one leading the charge.
Yeah, now you're LOL TNA again already.
Oh my god. Who knows? Maybe this guy that has no idea what the hell he's doing and lied on the first day, maybe he could keep it going, turn it around, but it's gotta be a rough. It's a rough start.
I've heard so many rumors though. I've heard that it was because Scott D'Amore was in a relationship with a wrestler, so they didn't want that to eventually become a negative thing. I've heard Scott D'Amore had a bank basically ready to back him and financing, and tried to buy TNA, and that was what got him fired. That they didn't want to sell it to him, and that's what led to it. Like, there have been so many. But I think at the end of the day, no matter what, this feels like a fumble by TNA.
Yeah, because, like, AEW earlier last year, messed up. WWE is in trouble right now. Stardom, New Japan, we'll talk about them in a second. Everyone's fumbling, and everyone's like, TNA is going great. And do you think they got jealous? Like, this is bullshit. People talking bad about the other companies? Talk bad about us!
Anthem was like, any press is good press. What can we do to shake it up?
Yeah. I don't know. It's going to be crazy because he was the heart and soul and the booking and all that. And of course, there's a lot of times during pro wrestling that fans want the booker to be fired. I don't think I heard any fans say Scott D'Amore should be fired. Not one fucking fan. Not that I heard of. That's insane.
At least not currently.
Yeah. So
the question is, where does he go now? Like, I personally hope Tony Khan ends up snatching him and either saying, "Hey, run our women's division. This is how much time you have each week on TV," or gives him ROH.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. I think him and ROH would be good. He can run ROH. He can make it separate. He can make it special, and then Tony can focus just on AEW. So
was Moose an ROH guy originally?
Yes, he was. Moose was an ROH guy, and he had tons of potential. He still has tons of potential, and
originated
he was supposed to be the TNA Okada. And what I mean by TNA Okada was when shit goes rough, put the title on him. At least that's what I saw him as. He would have been a great Okada, you know? But I think when you're not number one or number two and have tons of money, like Moneybags Tony, you kind of need that one guy that's like, hey, when stuff falls apart, he's our guy. When there's an injury, he's our guy. So yeah, Moose going back to ROH would be amazing, but I don't know how long his contract is, and I don't know how easy it is to get out of the
Based
contracts.
off how upset he seems about stuff, I'm guessing it's probably a decent length.
Yeah. Because like I
Because it
think
sounds like he only signed because of Demore.
I I could be wrong. This is all off memory. I apologize. I think he signed like a 5-year contract recently.
Yeah.
So
I
in
know he said
wrestling
he was
land,
gonna
that's
take a
long.
social media break.
Yeah. It's got to be tough on him. So I don't know. Hopefully, maybe this random fucking guy, this random business guy, knows how to book wrestling and knows how to run people. But the red flag was, according to reports, he lied to the wrestlers right off the bat. And I'm like, that's not good. You
Yeah,
know?
that doesn't usually set a good tone.
Yeah. So, it sucks because, like, there was, especially, Andy Paps and other TNA fans. A lot of TNA fans were like, they're going to be number 2. They're going to work with WWE. They're on the rise. And it was the most excitement you've seen from TNA in a long time. And then
Oh
there's
yeah.
this. It's just, it's like ECW without Paul Heyman. It just seems silly.
Dude, this feels like the meme where the guy's riding the bike and sticks the stick in the
Yes.
spokes. This feels like that, except it's TNA riding the bike, and they just stick the stick. But it feels like it just happens every few years.
Yeah.
They're like, let's go back to being called TNA, and then they fall and they stand up and they're LOL TNA.
Poor. The thing is, you just feel bad for them because, they had Okada, they had Will Ospreay, they have some great wrestlers, the Motor City Machine Guns, Moose. They got a pretty solid small roster. They had a solid small roster and brought a lot of people in. And if you're running a company and you don't have big dollars, that's the smartest way to do it. And they were just doing everything right, and it just sucks. It sucks. It's like the Star Trek thing. You do everything right, it still lose. That's not unfair. That's life. That's not unfair. That's TNA. Oh
LOL
man.
TNA is back.
LOL TNA is back. And I don't know. I feel like this one hurts the most. Cause like when Dixie Carter and LOL TNA really fucked up, and they were just Vince Russo and Eric Bischoff and Hulk Hogan. I don't think it was as bad as this because it was like we knew what we were getting. With this, we're like, no, this is exciting. It's fun. Yeah.
Could you imagine a world where Anthem hires Jeff Jarrett to book?
First off, I'd be the only person on planet Earth besides me and Jeff Jarrett that would fucking high five. Me, James Legend, and Jeff Jarrett. That would be the audience. That would be the audience.
Oh, I don't hate Jeff Jarrett. I don't get. I get why he's upset people, but
Yeah. It's kind of obvious why people hate him, but
yeah. But could you imagine if the exec brought him back and was like, you know what, we do need a booker, and this guy's got experience.
dude, you know what? I'll take Jeff Jarrett over Bischoff or Russo or any of those fucking turkey asses.
I mean, Russo's definitely, I think. Well, actually, you know what? You know who would be the funniest one for him to do if he could pull up any of them?
Jim Cornette.
Yeah, corny.
Because
He
here's the
could be
thing.
corny to do TNA.
He
Oh my
wouldn't be
God.
successful. He would not be successful.
No, but I would kill to see Cornette's just full product on display right now in the modern day.
And then Cornette, I'd be like, Cornette, you gotta fucking review your own shit, Cornette.
Yeah, Cornette, here's the bad side. In the contract, they're going to put you have to watch it.
Yeah, you have to book it, then watch it, then review it. To the same standards that you review everything.
It's all going to be 5s.
This is so fucking stupid. Who would book this shit? Me? I hate me.
What would be funny is, could you imagine if they did hire Cornette and then afterwards you had like a podcast review that would happen with other bookers, like they get Tony
Russo.
Khan on it, they get fucking Russo and shit, and they're all just talking about it, and they just shit on it every week.
Because here's the thing about Corny, Bischoff, and Russo. unlike Paul Heyman, unlike Triple H, even unlike Ghetto, they have no vision. They have no standard. They have no story structure. They know nothing. So, like, you
Ghetto
might
has
get mad at
story.
Ghetto, but Ghetto at least is like, this is what I do. You might get mad at Triple H, but Triple H is like, this is what I do. You might get mad at Paul Heyman, but Paul Heyman's like, this is what I do. Where those three
You might
fuckers,
get mad
they
at
have no
HBK and he'll say,
standards.
"This is what I did in my career."
Yeah, they'll just go crazy. Dude, if it's Jeff Jarrett, they would get so much heel heat, except for like 5 of our friends. It'd be the only 5s high five.
Could you imagine how upset the TNA crowd would be though if they had ousted Namor to bring back Jarrett? God.
Oh, God. The audience would be
Or
me,
Dixie.
me, you, James Legend, and an angry Andy Paps. It would just be us 4 sitting there. And like, Jarrett! Because here's the thing. Jarrett does suck, but I love him.
Yeah, that's where I'm at on it. I have a lot of nostalgia for him.
Yeah. I like Jarrett's weekly pay-per-view booking over Bischoff's and Russo's any day.
Yeah.
But it was still bad. It's still absolutely horrible. Oh, God. Jeff Jarrett back in TNA. Imagine.
Who knows what they could do now?